It's been a rough week trying to repair the transom on this 16-foot bass tracker. Whole lot of trial and error this week. I've been suffering. Hopefully you can still enjoy the video. I will be your host, the one and only infamous Kentucky Yankee, without a doubt. Got the outside cleaned up, beat and banged the dents straight, looking pretty good. Now it's go time for the inside of the hull. I will do a before and after. This is before and after. Turns out I wasted quite a bit of time. Had I cleaned the inside of the transom first, I would have found out it is so corroded inside of here that the majority of the transom is going to have to be replaced. I knew there was damage done, but I didn't know it was this bad. The wood inside of there was soaking wet for so long that it just ate up the aluminum from the inside. I am very inexperienced at welding aluminum. Very new to me. So I did a little patch just to kind of experiment to see what way would be best for me. Turns out butt welding it is best for me. This outside was welded with a rod. And this is the inside. I do have a bad spot there where I popped through on the corner, but for the most part, it's smooth and flat. What I did was, after I welded it with a rod, I came on the inside and smoothed it all out, and flattened it all up. So what I'm going to do is just the opposite. I'm going to weld the inside with a rod and flatten and smooth it on the outside. But basically, I'm compensating for being a bad welder. It'll be sealed up, it'll be strong, it'll be great, and no one will ever know my secret. A question that might come to mind is, why didn't I cut this out at this very edge where it was welded before and then just weld it back in? It would look nice and factory and all that. And the reason I didn't is, as I said, I'm not that experienced at this, so I thought I could handle it this way better. This bottom is not corroded. Secondly, if I do screw this up, I still have one more chance by cutting it all out right there at that weld and try her again. Brand new wheel. Aluminum has got to be clean, clean, clean when you weld it. I do know that much. Stainless steel brush dedicated only to aluminum. Acetone. I need any and every advantage I can possibly get on this deal. So we'll clean her up real nice. I'm really happy with the way it's fitting. Looks like it's going to be nearly perfect. Remember, we got to bend this lip right here, so it'll be bent this way and then down. That's why I left this extra aluminum on the top. I have something up my sleeve I've been wanting to try to break metal. Let's see if it works. I made this piece right here. It's still hot. It is burning my hands right now as we speak. It's a piece of angle iron right here. 2 round bars on the back side. This will allow it to lay flat on the floor. And this is the first part of my plan. Gonna set my aluminum right there. I have a line drawn. I'll put it right in the very middle of the angle iron. Unfortunately, that was a no-go, but the show must go on. Too bad. Happy I am not, so I'm gonna go to my backup plan. All I did was cut that top off, that extra metal, and I'm gonna take a piece of channel like this and get it cut down the right size and then weld it on. But I decided I'd wait till after I get this welded in case this has to be moved a certain way. So we'll do that first. Tacked in place, I'm gonna execute my plan, weld it on the inside first, then the outside. I threw the cap on real quick just to make sure everything's lining up, and it is. Inside, all welded up solid. I certainly have a long way to go, but there's one halfway decent looking bead. Right hand side, not too bad. Left side had to do some gap welding, so not too good. Now for what's most important to me, the outside shows good penetration all the way through the metal, so it should be strong. Now I'll go back weld this outside up just to seal it up and hopefully make it a little more pretty. All welded up solid, still not laying dimes or nickels or even quarters, but looks good and it's sealed up. Flatten the weld out just a little bit because I'm going to put epoxy on this and I don't want a great big hump where that epoxy goes over the weld. I just think it'll look a little bit better like this. Not that my welds were that terrible, but this should look a little better. Where it's been welded, it's kind of buckled out a little bit, like it's a point here. So I'm going to have to flatten that out. I'm going to take a hammer and dolly and straighten it up. If some of you were upset before, you're really going to be upset now. And if you weren't upset before, you may become upset now. And I'll tell you why. This is not, I repeat, not marine grade plywood. Oh no, oh no. It is only BC plywood, which I think and hope does at least have exterior glue in it. Some of you may be thinking, Benny, you seem like an intelligent fella. You've gone through all this work. Why are you just putting this crappy BC plywood onto your boat, your beautiful rig, the one you just welded up? Your questions will be answered. I don't want any of you, my viewers, to go into a panic over this. It's gonna be okay. The original transom was 1 1/4 inches. Can you believe that? I would have thought it had been 1.5 inches, but it wasn't. 1 1/4. So this is whatever stupid size they sell now at 32 before 5/8. You know how they do? They want to rip you off 1/32 of an inch on your plywood nowadays. If you've seen enough and you can't stand anymore, that is perfectly understandable. But I would like to urge you folks to stay with me because I've got plans. I've got plans for this old boat. Feeling pretty good about the progress on this boat. I wish I could have gone a little bit further. It is what it is. We'll just carry on next week, guys. Thanks for watching.